Welcome to Walking in His Light. Our topic today is dying to self. This teaching Jesus proclaimed boldly and without compromise, yet it's become one of the most avoided messages in modern Christianity. It's not about miracles, not about prosperity, not about discovering your purpose or claiming your destiny. It's about death. Jesus didn't start discipleship by saying, "Find yourself." He said, "Deny yourself." Luke 9 verse 23. "If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." This isn't an invitation to advanced spirituality. This is the doorway into following Christ. Yet today, many want resurrection power without crucifixion, victory without surrender, crowns without crosses. So we must ask, have we embraced Christ or avoided the death he requires? What dying to self actually means? Dying to self isn't self-hatred. It doesn't mean rejecting your personality or gifts. It means the death of self-rule. At the core of sin isn't just bad behavior. It's rebellion against God's authority. The question is always, who's in control? Genesis 3 wasn't just about eating fruit. It was about declaring independence from God. To die to self means the end of self-ownership, the surrender of personal lordship, the crucifixion of self-will. Paul put it plainly in Galatians 2 verse 20. "I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me." Notice, he doesn't say, "I improved myself." He says, "I am crucified." Christianity doesn't rehabilitate the old nature. It executes it. Romans 6 verse 6 confirms this. "Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed." This isn't optional. Dying to self is how Christ lives through us. The cross was never just a symbol. In the first century, the cross wasn't jewelry. It was an instrument of execution. When Jesus said, "Take up your cross," no one heard poetry. They heard death. Matthew 16 verse 24 to 25 says, "If any man will come after me, let him deny himself. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it." Here's the divine paradox. Try to save your life, you'll lose it. Lose your life for Christ, you'll find it. Why? Because the self you're clinging to is blocking Christ's life in you. Until self dies, obedience feels like a burden. Holiness feels restrictive. Submission feels threatening. But once self dies, obedience becomes freedom. This is why Jesus said in Luke 14 verse 27, "Whosoever doth not bear his cross, and come after me, cannot be my disciple." Not will struggle. Cannot. Discipleship without self-death is impossible. Why this message is avoided today? Dying to self is unpopular because it confronts our culture. We live in an age obsessed with self-expression, comfort, and consumer Christianity. Modern sermons often ask, "How does God serve my purpose?" But Scripture asks, "How does my life serve God's will?" 2 Timothy 3 verse 1 to 2 warns, "In the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. Self-love is celebrated. Self-denial is questioned. The cross gets reduced to a metaphor. But understand this clearly. Any Christianity that doesn't crucify the flesh will eventually serve it." Here's a truth many don't want to hear. Jesus didn't die so you could live for yourself. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 15. He died for all, that they which live should not henceforth live unto themselves, but unto him which died for them. The cross wasn't about self-fulfillment. It was about a transfer of ownership. 1 Corinthians 6 verse 19 to 20. "Ye are not your own, for ye are bought with a price. You were purchased, redeemed. You belong to Christ now." This is a daily death. Notice what Jesus said in Luke 9 verse 23. Take up his cross daily. This isn't a one-time altar experience. It's a lifestyle. Every single day, the flesh wants control. Pride wants recognition. Comfort wants priority. Galatians 5 verse 24. "They that are Christ's have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts." Crucifixion isn't instant or painless. It's intentional. It's ongoing. This is why many start strong but drift away, because the Christian life can't be sustained without daily surrender. Dying to self means I stop asking, what do I want? What feels right to me? And start asking, what glorifies Christ? What aligns with His will? This daily death produces something beautiful. When self dies, Christ lives freely through us. John 12 verse 24. Except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit, the fruit of a crucified life. When you die to self, you produce true humility instead of performance, authentic holiness instead of religious duty, enduring obedience instead of temporary passion, a spiritual authority instead of empty words, a lasting fruit instead of shallow results. The believer who has died to self is not easily offended, not driven by applause, not ruled by fear. Why? Because dead men don't defend themselves. There's only one throne in your heart. Either self sits there or Christ does. You cannot serve both. This is the scandal of the gospel that many avoid. Jesus is calling you to die, not to comfort, not to popularity, to death and then to life. I hereby invite you again to dying to self. So the real question isn't, do you believe in Jesus? The question is, have you died? Have you surrendered the throne? Have you laid down your rights, your plans, your need to be in control? Or are you still negotiating with God, trying to follow Christ while keeping your life intact? Salvation is free, but discipleship costs everything. Matthew 11 verse 29. Take my yoke upon you, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. Rest comes after surrender, not before it. The Christian life isn't about adding Jesus to your existing plans. It's about dying so Christ can live through you. And here's the truth that sets you free. Only the crucified life can manifest the resurrected Christ. To sum up it all, if you've been struggling in your walk with God, maybe it's because you've never truly died. You've asked Jesus into your heart, but you've never stepped off the throne. You want His power, but you won't accept His lordship. Today is your moment. The invitation still stands. Jesus is calling you to take up your cross daily, to deny yourself, to die so He can truly live in you. This is the forgotten foundation. This is where real Christianity begins. Not with motivation, not with better habits, but with death, your death, so that Christ might have all of you. May we return to this truth. May we embrace the cross daily, and may Christ be fully alive in us. This is the path. This is the way. Will you take it? If this teaching blessed you, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. You can follow us at our blog page for more. Thank you for supporting us. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.